Yankees fans, we need to talk about what just happened in Game 1 of this wild card showdown against the Boston Red Sox. If you were watching, you know exactly what I mean when I say this was a tough one to swallow. The Yankees came into this series with high expectations, but Game 1 slipped away in a way that left everyone shaking their heads. Now, all eyes turn to Game 2, but before we even get there, let's break down everything that went down in this opener, because this was the kind of game that sets the tone for an entire series. The story of Game 1 was all about the pitching. It was one of those nights where you could feel early on that runs were going to be hard to come by. From the very first inning, both team starters showed they were locked in, and every at-bat looked like a heavyweight battle. On one side, you had Max Fried, who was nothing short of sensational. The Yankees needed him to step up, especially with all the doubts swirling around the rotation this season, and he absolutely delivered. He pitched like the ace this team has been searching for, working out of jams, keeping his composure, and proving he can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the league. And then there was Garrett Crochet for Boston. What a performance he had. Yes, he gave up that early home run, but instead of crumbling, he turned into a machine. He was fearless, pounding the zone, mixing his pitches, and completely making the Yankees lineup look lost. It did not matter what adjustments New York tried to make, whether it was loading up with right-handed hitters or trying to get aggressive early in counts. Crochet was just on another level. That is the scary thing about October baseball. You can prepare for everything, but when a pitcher finds his groove under the bright lights, sometimes there is just nothing you can do. And this is what makes the game so frustrating for Yankees fans, because Max Fried was just as good, if not better, in so many ways. He gave his team everything they could ask for and more. He fought through tough innings, he battled when Boston started to put traffic on the bases, and his line at the end of the night says it all. More than 6 innings of work, just 4 hits allowed, no earned runs, and 6 strikeouts. That is the definition of putting your team on your back in a playoff game. He was not perfect, sure his command wavered here and there, but every single time he needed to dig deep, he found a way. That is what an ace does. That is the kind of performance that can swing a series. But then came the 7th inning. This is where everything turned. Max Fried was sitting at 102 pitches. He had just recorded an out, and while he had worked hard the previous innings, he still looked like he had something left in the tank. Everyone watching could feel it. He was in rhythm, he was in control, and it seemed like he deserved at least one more batter to see how far he could go. But Aaron Boone had other plans. He made the call to the bullpen, and in came Luke Weaver. And this is where the second-guessing started immediately. Because as soon as Weaver came in, the momentum shifted. The Red Sox jumped on the opportunity, plated the go-ahead runs, and suddenly the Yankees were playing catch-up again. That single decision has now become the headline of Game 1. Boone's track record in big moments has been questioned before, and this just adds another chapter to that narrative. When you have a pitcher like Fried cruising, shutting down the rival Red Sox in October, you have to trust him. You have to give him that chance to finish the inning, especially when he is your ace. Taking the ball from him at that moment felt like ripping the heart out of the game. And it is not just the fans who felt that way. Even Fried himself, when asked about it later, said he still had energy left, that he was ready to keep going for whatever the team needed. That is what makes it sting even more. Because when your ace is telling you he has more, when he is fighting out there with everything he has, you have to ride with him. That is how October legends are made. Instead, the Yankees turned to the bullpen, and Boston made them pay. Meanwhile, credit to the Red Sox. Crochet was phenomenal, and when he handed it over to the bullpen, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Chapman came in late, and the Yankees had their golden opportunity to strike. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 9th inning, the kind of situation you dream about in October. Paul Goldschmidt and Aaron Judge had done their job getting on base, and everything was set up for that dramatic rally. But instead of capitalizing, the Yankees let it slip away. A weak at-bat here, a missed opportunity there, and before you knew it, the game was over. That kind of failure in clutch moments is what defines playoff heartbreak. And the numbers tell an even uglier story. Boston has now won 9 of their last 10 postseason games against the Yankees. 9 out of 10. That is pure dominance over 2 decades of October baseball. For Yankees fans, it feels humiliating. This is supposed to be the house that strikes fear into opponents' Yankee Stadium, but instead it has become a playground for the Red Sox in recent years. And when Alex Cora comes out after the game and says how much they love playing here, how much confidence they have at this ballpark, it just rubs salt in the wound. That is the message Aaron Boone and the Yankees have to take personally heading into Game 2. Because if they do not come out with fire, if they do not defend their home turf, this series could be over before it even gets started. Looking ahead to Game 2, the stakes could not be higher for the Yankees. After the collapse in Game 1, there is no room for mistakes, no room for hesitation. Every at-bat, every pitch, every managerial decision is going to be magnified under the October spotlight. The Red Sox now have the advantage, and the pressure is squarely on New York to respond. The pitching matchup for tomorrow sets the stage for a fascinating duel. Carlos Rodon versus Brayan Bello. Rodon has the chance to step up and remind everyone why he is considered a top-tier starter, the kind of pitcher you can rely on to carry the team through a playoff grind. This is the moment where experience, talent, and composure intersect, and the Yankees will need all three in spades. The weight of the series is not just on Rodon, though. The offensive lineup has to find its rhythm after being silenced by Crochet in Game 1. It is one thing to face a pitcher who is dominant, but it is another to let opportunities slip away the way they did in the ninth inning. Yankees hitters have to refocus, reset their approach, and understand that the Red Sox bullpen will be ready to exploit any mistake. This is October, and in October, the margin for error is razor thin. Every strikeout, every walk, every failed rally is magnified, and the psychological edge shifts as quickly as the ball travels from the mound to the plate. The Yankees need urgency. They need aggression without recklessness. They need to remember that their home field is supposed to be their fortress. The Red Sox may have had success in Yankee Stadium in recent postseason matchups, but that cannot dictate the tone of Game 2. The Yankees have to reclaim their environment, impose their will, and make the Red Sox uncomfortable from the first pitch to the last out. This means early aggression on the bases, smart hitting, and a relentless mindset that refuses to let the opponent dictate the pace. Rodon's performance will be critical, not just in terms of innings pitched or strikeouts recorded, but in setting a tone for the team. He has to go deep, stay composed, and give the bullpen a chance to finish the game without being overextended. October is as much a mental challenge as it is physical, and Rodon's ability to manage both sides will go a long way toward defining the outcome of Game 2. The Yankees cannot afford short outings or shaky starts. The pressure is intense, and the only way to succeed is to embrace it fully. On the other side, Brayan Bello represents a real test for the Yankees' offense. If he can repeat the kind of consistency and command that Crochet displayed in Game 1, the Yankees will need to adjust on the fly and find creative ways to manufacture runs. This is where veteran hitters like Aaron Judge and Paul Goldschmidt must lead by example, finding ways to battle deep counts, work the plate, and set up the lineup behind them. Hitting in October is rarely straightforward. Pitchers will mix speeds, move the ball, and throw every type of breaking pitch imaginable. Reading the game, staying patient, and striking at the right moments is what separates teams that advance from those that go home. Game 2 will also be a test of depth. Bullpens are going to matter, and managerial decisions will be scrutinized to the nth degree. After the controversial choice to pull Max Fried in the 7th inning of Game 1, Boone has to regain trust with his team and show that he is capable of making the right moves under pressure. The Yankees cannot have uncertainty creeping into their clubhouse. Confidence must be absolute. Every player has to step up, every decision has to reinforce the collective goal, and there can be no second-guessing once the ball is in motion. October leaves no room for hesitation. Beyond the players and the managers, the energy of Yankee Stadium itself will play a role. The fans have to be loud, relentless, and fully engaged. This is a series that can be swung by momentum, and momentum is often fueled by the crowd. The atmosphere must be electrifying, the kind that rattles the opposing team and fuels the Yankees' own adrenaline. A big play, a timely hit, or a diving catch can ignite the stadium and flip the entire series in an instant. That is the kind of intangible factor that can make or break a playoff game. The Yankees' offense also has to learn from the failures of Game 1. Stranding runners in scoring position, missing chances to tie or take the lead, and letting the Red Sox escape with their early advantage cannot happen again. The team must be sharper, more decisive, and more aggressive when opportunities arise. Each inning will be a test to their focus and ability to execute under pressure. They must attack the strike zone, stay disciplined, and capitalize on every mistake the pitcher gives them. Execution in October is the difference between celebration and heartbreak, and the Yankees are going to need to bring their A game in every at-bat. Meanwhile, the pitching duel will likely define the tempo of the entire contest. Rodon has to navigate the opposing lineup with precision, avoid giving free passes, and maintain composure through high-pressure moments. Every pitch counts, every decision matters, and every slight lapse could give Boston a window to take control of the game. Conversely, the Yankees' bullpen must be prepared to step in and close out innings effectively if Rodon does not go as deep as needed. The cohesion of the pitching staff, the timing of substitutions, and the ability to maintain focus under the relentless pressure of a playoff atmosphere are all going to be on full display. And yet, despite all of the challenges and the lingering frustration from Game 1, the Yankees still have the opportunity to turn this series around. Game 2 is a chance to reset, to reclaim home field advantage, and to remind the Red Sox that Yankee Stadium is not an easy place to win. It is a chance for the team to show resilience, for the players to demonstrate why they are in this postseason fight, and for the fans to rally behind a team that refuses to quit. Every swing of the bat, every pitch on the mound, and every strategic decision will contribute to a narrative that can still be written in favor of New York. October baseball is unforgiving, and Game 2 is going to be a test of everything the Yankees have to offer. Talent, strategy, mental toughness, and execution all collide in moments like this, and the way the team responds will set the tone for the rest of the series. The pressure is immense, but this is the stage where legends are born. If the Yankees can channel their energy, trust in their ace, and make the necessary adjustments offensively and defensively, they still have a chance to push this series to a decisive Game 3. The opportunity is there, the stakes are as high as they get, and the team that handles the intensity best will take the next step toward moving on in the postseason. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In what is quickly becoming the talk of the baseball world, whispers in the locker rooms and murmurs across social media are now officially confirmed. Raphael Devers has traded the familiar foggy streets of the Bay Area for the bright lights of the Bronx. Sources close to the situation suggest that the move, long speculated by insiders, marks one of the most high-profile switches of the season. Devers, who has been a cornerstone for his former team, walked into Yankee Stadium yesterday to a flurry of flashing cameras and curious eyes, officially taking the stage in pinstripes. The news has sent shockwaves through the fan bases on both coasts. In the Bay Area, there's a mix of disbelief and disappointment, as one of the league's premier hitters has seemingly vanished overnight. Street-side coffee shops and barbershops have been buzzing with debates. Was this the right time to part ways? And could the team have done more to keep him? Meanwhile, in New York, the chatter is electric. Pundits and fans alike are speculating on how the power-hitting infielder will alter the Yankees' lineup, and whether this could be the missing piece to push the storied franchise in a championship contention. Rumors had swirled for weeks about negotiations behind closed doors, with insiders hinting that Devers had been weighing the allure of the Yankees' historic stage and the potential for postseason glory. Now, seeing him don the pinstripes, those rumors seem less like gossip and more like premonition. Early reactions on social media paint a picture of excitement. From viral clips of fans chanting his name to heated debates on sports talk shows, everyone seems to have an opinion. Analysts are already projecting how his batting prowess and defensive skills will fit with the Yankees' current roster, and whether his arrival signals a more aggressive strategy from the front office in the coming months. Yet, as with any blockbuster move, the story is far from over. Will Devers instantly mesh with the team culture of the Bronx Bombers? or will the pressure of Yankee Stadium's legendary expectations weigh heavily on his shoulders? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The rumor mill has turned into reality, and baseball enthusiasts from coast to coast will be watching closely. In a league where trades can reshape destinies overnight, Raphael Devers' arrival in New York is not just news. It's a statement. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.